Well, I was alive. I am going to take a break from Manson and Esma Bianco and Evan Rachel Wood and Manson accusations for a moment. I'm going to take a break on that because driving me crazy. And if you want to watch, you can go watch the video that I just made. And the neighbors are making a bunch of noise. Those are not my children. There's somebody else's. And they're really, really, really loud. I'm going to sue them because I feel abused. Joking. Um, thing is, I was just looking. Something just sparked my attention. I know this is all done, has been done before, but um, speaking about how Amber seems to have some type of uh, problematic disorder that with her parents as well, not just with Johnny and everybody else, that it doesn't defend her, that she just like destroys her way if they're not convenient for her. But even her parents, I was looking at the text messages exchange with Johnny, and I know her mom passed away, so I don't want to make fun of her and make fun of the parents because it's really not their fault. So I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna. That's why I posted a picture of her that she kind of looks nice because I'm not gonna just go on the ugly and try to be mean. I'm just stating the obvious that they were on his side, and there's also some people believe that the only reason they were being nice to Johnny and the Amber's dad was really nice to Johnny and for a few months is because Johnny was just gonna get him a ranch, or he's gonna give him money, whatever. I don't think that's true. And even if it's true, I don't think there's nothing wrong with being nice to a person who's gonna help you out. But I don't think that's the case. I think they saw through Amber's BS because there's nobody that knows you more than your mom and dad, or at least your dad or your mom. Like it's usually not both of them, but in this case, they knew. So I am not gonna make fun of them. I'm gonna respect Paige Heard. What's her name, Paige? Because she's not around to defend her daughter or herself or Johnny. So it's just gonna be text messages exchange. I was gonna talk about Kevin Murphy, the mechanic that was fixing Amber's car, and she was just yelling at him in the parking lot and just showing her true colors. But also, I'm not gonna do that right this moment. I'm just really interested on the text messages because, you can see like straight up somebody. What? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. That was a guy. Somebody made a comment on a video that I liked before, and there's a person that's saying, "I need evidence." And to her, I will say, there is evidence. There's plenty. There's evidence that he got his finger cut, sliced open. There's evidence, doctor, psychiatrist evidence that she was taking this medication and that he was drinking, but she was also drinking. There's evidence that even her makeup artist and one of her assistants, not all of them, but one of them, said that they haven't seen anything on her face that week besides just her crying in one occasion, and then her face was flawless and beautiful like always is and fresh, not even makeup on. So there is evidence. If you whoever's making the comment, if you don't want to believe it because you have some type of problem or because you like Amber Heard as a person, that's all right. But there is evidence, and there's evidence of there is some evidence of him having problems with alcohol, some evidence of him yelling in a couple audios, but that's it. And there's evidence of her uh, admitting, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," on the night that his finger got sliced. So yeah, she did all that, and that is abuse. It doesn't matter that it's a woman. It doesn't matter that she is tiny. She says she's tiny. She's not very tiny compared to him. It doesn't matter how that she's gonna put it. I think that the reason she fooled the justice system in the UK is because in the UK things are a little bit different, and they're a little bit behind when it comes to certain things, and maybe they just believe women, and maybe Elon Musk has something to do with it. I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna go well with her in Virginia in 2022, which is next year. And I don't think so. I know the judge is a woman, but I don't think that she, because the judge is a woman, is going to be against Johnny. And what's interesting, there's going to be a jury. So there's going to be some people there, not just the two of them, but some people, normal people like me from all walks of life, they're going to be witnessing that, and they're going to decide and give their opinions to the judge. And that is the way to do it. I don't know how they do it in the UK, but that was a hot mess. We all know that. And that judge should be, uh, he should just resign, because what he did is just horrible. I think that he's going to have more, better luck. It's not even about luck, it's about uh, proof. He's going to be able to prove himself in Virginia. I I really believe so. And I think if we're gonna be positive on that, and we're gonna support him on anything he's doing, like movies and stuff like that. 100%. I am not gonna be on. I've never been on Twitter too much. I personally don't want to be on Twitter anymore because they suspended Johnny's lawyer's account. I'm not gonna. No, I know it doesn't make a difference, but I think if everybody sabotage and just, just quit it, just not, don't be there, because these people have no shame. I do believe that Elon Musk has some type of pull with Twitter. I won't be surprised if he has some type of connection. So I think that it's all related. I don't think that Adam Woolman, which is Johnny's lawyer, got suspended. It's just a coincidence right now. He's been on Twitter and he's been saying things about her for the last year and a half. He gets suspended now. The people that were making threats to that umbrella guy, the best YouTuber here ever, I love him. They're not suspended. They didn't got blocked or suspended when they got blocked probably by him, but they didn't got suspended. So I mean, if you're gonna do that to on one side, you have to do that to the other side too. You just can't do that. So F Twitter. So there is something about, I was going to do the messages. Yeah, I am. But also, I wish I can pause this so I can just be more ready. Because now I'm getting all, there's so much with this woman. Oh my God. And I still have the Mason tabs open. Yeah, I still do. So the text messages from Johnny's, from Johnny's and Amber and Paige Heard are really interesting, because it's you see like at least 12, 15 times Amber's dad saying, "Hey, you're like a son to me. I love you. I wish things were better for you guys. I hope things work out." It's really it seems like they're very concerned. It doesn't seem like they would respond like that to a guy who's being your daughter on a regular basis. I don't believe that. From the mom, because she was quite passive when it came to her husband. But still, as a mom, you're not going to be saying, I love you like a son, we're here for you," and all that to this guy who is being a monster, in her words, the monster, and abusing her all the time, and kidnapping her for 3 days in Australia, and but all that stuff. There's no way. There's no type of parent, even if they're helping you out with money. There is no way. I'm a parent. I have two children, two small children. There is no way that if somebody's doing that to my son or to my daughter, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I love you, man. I hope it work out. And you guys, I'm here. Hit me up if you need me. No pun intended. Call me if you need me. No, No. So I'm trying to find that because there's so much with her. Oh my God, there's so much, and I have a whole list, and I'm not going to play the deposition. Um, and that is was really strange, the way they were texting, and it seems like she was texting her mom and her dad at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Of course, not giving a flying f about if they were sleeping or not, because that's the way she is. And she was mad. She was like, "Well, why are you texting Johnny? What's going on? Don't text him ever again." So that shows you that she got a lot to hide, and a lot to hide, because otherwise you're gonna get so upset at that, too upset all the time. And I am not. I wish there was audio with her dad. I don't think there is. And I wish, because it will make a better case on that. Messages, text messages can be faked a little bit, but I don't think her dad are this monsters, computer savvy, and they're just gonna do that. No way. So I do believe that those messages are real. Her messages with Io and Josh and all those people, they might be fake, because who knows. But with her parents, no way. Her parents are not. I mean, you have to be like savvy, and you have to just be onto the deep fakes and all that. Um, yeah, I don't think so. The deposition is kind of long, as you know, and she doesn't talk about her parents in there. The thing with her deposition there, when she's out wearing the white shirt and all that, and being all trying to look like a good girl, uh, she's been asked over and over if she hit him. And for my opinion, she should dare say, "Well, yes, and this is what happened." But she didn't. She did not. She kept looking at the lawyer, and then looking, and not responding. And then there's a moment that she's eating. She's eating some cookies or some crackers or whatever, some type of snack. Not even a judge eats. Not even a lawyer. I've been to court a couple times. I've never seen somebody eating. You're not supposed to even bring your phone or any food. They give you a cup of water, and that's it. So the fact that she's eating, there's a body language to that, and you see her a couple times smirking, and kind of doing this, making fun of the person that is asking her questions, and she never answers straight up. Maybe there's a sense of just being nervous. You are nervous in those situations, always. You're nervous in a deposition. But the smirking and the eating and don't make sense with being nervous. You either one or the other. You either relax enough to eat and smirk, or you're really freaking out and nervous. It cannot be both. So I think she was just being arrogant. I don't think she was nervous. I don't believe a second where she starts not even crying, but doing that thing with her voice, and the fluffing of the eyes, of the eyelashes, like where she talks about her baby sister. The baby sister is like 27 or 20 years old. Nobody says that baby brother, baby sister when they're that old. I don't think so. But by her saying baby sister, it creates an effect on the person who's listening. Not me and not any of us, but in that moment, that it's kind of like it will make anybody go like, really? Oh no, that happened. Like it's one of her tricks. She's very good at what she does. She's very good, and I give it to her. She's very good. She's smart. There's nothing non-smart about her. The only thing that I think that she messed up on is that she didn't know this was gonna go so deep and so long, and she didn't know the LAPD police officers were gonna have body cams. I mean, you will think that you see that in the movies or in any documentary, that when they go in to a situation that it might be a criminal situation, somebody getting raped or abused or assaulted, they have body cams. It doesn't matter if you are Amber Heard or if you are Obama or if you are Madonna. They're not going to put their cams aside and be like, no, we're not going to bring the cams today because it's Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. So she didn't count it on that. I think that's a thing that she totally messed up. And it's really weird. Um, that nobody said, hey, maybe we shouldn't call the cops. We know it's Raquel Pennington that called the cops. And maybe somebody has, maybe not, don't call the cops because they're going to come and they're going to see there's nothing on the floor, nothing on the carpet, there's no stains. Red wine stains like crazy. You can't clean that fast enough. And how come that is the one mistake? I'm sure there's a bunch of mistakes, but that's like the one thing that I see that is so damn stupid. And like really just too stupid. And now there's two calls. We know there's like two different calls, and the second one, which is Raquel Pennington's call, she is so chill about it. When she makes a phone call, it's like I'll be ordering tacos or pizza delivery. It's like, yeah, well, there's this thing going on in that building in penthouse 3, and I think she's getting assaulted, but I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna give you my name. Like, it's just very nonchalant, relaxed. If one of my girlfriends or any friend of mine was getting assaulted, and I knew for a fact, I'll give you my name. I give you whatever you ask to the person who answers the phone when you call 911. I am not going to be so worried about the person knowing my name. And I am definitely not going to be so calm if I know that somebody that I love is getting hurt. So that when I heard that audio in 2020, it was like it was hilarious. Like it totally made my day because it's just unbelievable. Then I kind of want to talk about Kevin Murphy because Kevin Murphy is one of those guys that I totally believe because he got nothing. I mean, the guy had some interaction with the mechanic that was working on Amber's car on the parking lot, and he got yelled at by her because she's trash. And that guy has nothing to lose and nothing to gain from his testimony. And there is another person who is been working with Johnny for 15 years. And people say, well, he got something to lose because he's on payroll. Johnny's paying, Johnny's paying him every like for the job. I don't think that guy has Johnny Depp as his only client. I'm sure that guy has other celebrities or just big people that are millionaires. I mean, at least rich that he can work with. So if he loses Johnny, I don't think it will be like the loss of his life. So I do believe his testimony too. So for whoever said that there's no evidence, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's just plenty, really, evidence. Is the only evidence against him on her side from her mouth is the bruise. In that counted that role, I used to believe her. I hate to say, but I believe her in the beginning because TMZ made me believe her. They have a way to manipulate reality that is unbelievable. So they're playing that video that you see Johnny throwing things around in the cabinet and acting like a maniac. But then there's a part that the video just it stops, but it's not. That's not the end of the video. And she's beautiful as always. Who? Oh yeah. They're talking about Colonel Kurtz, and I love that channel. She's great. Yeah, I hate it. Like when I'm doing this, a bunch of stuff pops out because I want to be able to read the comments on other channels later and like the comments and maybe respond because I was watching a channel that I really like. But no, they're popping out right now, and it totally messes with my concentration because I have ADD. I do have it. I'm not making diagnosis up like Amber does, and even Rachel Wood, and all those people that have medical problems without any proof that they have medical problems. So, oh yeah, I heard that Amber Heard this week. Today's Sunday, so past week she had a bad week because she locked her car. She got locked in her car or something like that, and also she was on audio mocking the new judge, and that is so stupid. They thought they were being funny, but it's so dumb. Another thing that I think that she's losing her mind. She's losing her mind not on the fact that she's gonna lose her mind and cut somebody's finger, but she's slowly understanding, I think, that she will lose the trial. Also, there's one of her friends. Her name is Amanda DeCanet. DeCanet. Amanda DeCanet. Blonde lady. Well, they all blonde. Blonde lady that went with her to Coachella right after, where she's supposed to have this bruise that happened on the 21st of May and the 22nd of May. They were all in the music festival in Coachella, and she was photographed with her, and she was part of the the minions, the group of Amber's friends. She stepped down the thing, and she said in testimony that, paraphrasing her, but it's there somewhere, that she couldn't support Amber anymore. And she didn't say, well, Amber is a liar and all that, but she said she couldn't support her anymore. And Amanda de Canet, if you look at her past, she married two rock stars twice. She was friends with Courtney Love. She's friends with Rose McGowan. She's very big in the activism world and Me Too movement. She's one of the girls that spoke about against Harvey Weinstein. My God, if that lady says she can't support you anymore, I mean, that's proof you're doing something wrong. Seriously. And there is so many little things like that a lot of people everybody's focused on the bruise and all that, and on the deposition of the stuff that she says out of her mouth. But there's so much that happens around her that shows you, like her parents being on his side, one of her girlfriends stepping down and being like, you're by yourself, I can't support you. The people that work at the building saying that they didn't see anything on her face besides her pretty clean skin. There's a lot of things like that whoever is saying they don't have evidence, that there's no evidence, I don't know if you live under a rock or what's going on. Just because she has a picture, there's also a theory that her cheekbone, because she has some Botox done, I don't know why, because her face was really pretty before. Her cheek, like the light is on my cheek right now, and it looks bigger than it really is, the cheekbone, because shadows do that to people's faces. There's something on her cheek that it looks bigger when she is on the elevator, on that footage from the elevator, and people were jumping at her defense saying, see, her cheek is swollen in the same part as her left side, and the same part that he punched her. Well, no, it's not proof, but we know because we saw it at like different angles. I love the elevators have cameras. That really helps with things like this to debunk liars. We saw that no matter where she's standing with Elon Musk, she's standing with James Franco, she's standing there next to her sister in the elevator. The light is making shadows on everybody's cheekbones, not just hers, and the other person's face is not just hers. So when somebody says that her cheek is swollen in the elevator footage, I think it's just BS, or maybe you have to watch it again, or maybe you don't know how shadows work on people's faces. And May 25th, she was seen with James Franco. And then the week after that, she's seen with Elon Musk. She's wearing a robe, or what it seems to look like a sheet from her bed. Like she doesn't even have the decency to get dressed, man. And she seems to forget that there was a camera on the elevator. Not only in LA, elevators and big, rich penthouses where rich people live, they have cameras because stuff like this happens all the time. And you got people robbing the place and people stealing. And how did she forget that the elevators had cameras? I don't know. There's a couple of videos in the elevator that she seems to know or remember there's a camera. So the camera's here, so she just does this and does, like if I tell you right now that I got punched in the face and this whole thing is covered, I take all the pictures like this. I mean, come on. If she did that at Coachella, and that's what some of her friends, one of her friends cannot support her anymore. And I think it's great. And it's very brave of Amanda de Canet to do that. It's very strange that the person who stepped down and doesn't want to support her anymore is one of the biggest names. She might not be really famous, but I happen to know her because she was really big in the 90s. One of the big names on the Me Too movement. Come on. Yeah. I don't see nobody else supporting her besides her small group of friends. The makeup artist, all those people say that she was not being honest. Her parents did not really support her. So when somebody says there's no proof, oh, that he doesn't have a case just because he drinks or because his image, he's kind of all over the place. Um, that's not evidence of nothing. That's just evidence that he happens to have a drinking problem, like a lot of people. And I am sure there's proof of her when we see pictures, but also there's, I would love for them to test her, drug test her, or give it a test for alcohol levels on her blood. And you see pictures on Instagram with her posing with a bottle of wine. I don't know if it's red or white, but with a bottle of something that is probably alcohol, probably wine, and all happy about it. There's things that she posted on her story on Instagram. They get deleted after 12 hours, but they were there and I seen them. That she's so happy drinking with her friends, which is nothing wrong with it. Drinking is legal, whether I like it or not. It's just my opinion on it. It probably shouldn't be, but nothing wrong with it. So all those little things that people don't seem to, I mean, on YouTube we defend Johnny, but out there I talk to people that sometimes tell me like, oh my god, he's such a drunk, he totally punched her, and they don't seem to know these details. Her parents siding with him, some of her friends being like, "Ooh, I just don't know you anymore." The makeup artists, the people that work at the penthouse buildings, the cops. LAPD is not gonna lie. You can be the biggest star. LAPD is not gonna lie. They can get in a lot of trouble for lying. There was four cops, two different phone calls, and four police officers the same night going and saying the same thing. So it's not just the bruise that is making the case. It's not just her stories about getting grabbed by the hair and getting dragged on the floor, and she was caught. It was glass everywhere, but she never took a picture of her bleeding feet. It's not just that. I think some people keep forgetting that these girls are actresses. Her, Evan Rachel Wood, Esme Bianco, all of them are actresses. So it's not that hard to cry. They can cry on cue in court. And he's an actor. So you can say, well, he also can be fake. He also can cry. But we see him in court and his testimony, and he's even making, he looks so sad. He doesn't look fake. He doesn't look arrogant. He doesn't look like he's mad at her. Oh my God, you put me in this situation. He looks sad. He even makes a joke about his finger being cut. He's like, oh, I call this finger Little Richard. It's so sad. The audios, you hear him saying, I love you, and she never says, I love you back. Very strange. That is very strange. So there's those things that they're in my computer, but I'm so tired. I can't even can't even, because it makes me it's frustrated. It's frustrated, but people like, I know men that got abused, mostly emotionally and some physically too, but emotionally is bad too. And I had as well, and it makes me crazy that she is her and Evan Rachel Wood from the Marilyn Manson accusations, they are seen as these big saints and big names and poster girls of abuse. Abuse is abuse. And right now there's men and boys, there's a lot of little boys being abused right at this moment. So for people on Instagram that liked her post and follow her, it's really just, they're just out of their mind. Or then again, maybe they have some type of personal story that it made them side with her and not with him. Some type of bias against Johnny Depp just because he drinks. Or because he's weird. He's a bit weird. He's not as weird as Manson, but that doesn't make you wife beater, and it doesn't make Manson a monster, abuser, rapist. It doesn't make Johnny a wife beater, the big UK title, wife beater. And it was very sad when he said to her in one of the audio. I know this is 2020, but this thing is still stuck in my head because it's very sad. It's very sad when he says to her, "You know, my son has to go to school, and his friends or his schoolmates say to my son, 'So your dad is a wife beater, huh?'" That she doesn't say anything back. It's like crickets when he says that. She doesn't say, "Oh, that I'm so sorry that you have to go to blood. I'm sorry." Nothing. She is such a selfish little piece of work. And he says, "My son is being bullied because they think that I'm a wife beater." That's messed up. I think he cares more about what his son thinks or what his daughter believes or doesn't. That um, Pirates of the Caribbean and all that crap. I think he cares more about the public, the normal people like us, and her ex-wife and her kids, his kids. I think he cares about those things more than about the millions of dollars that he lost for making those stupid damn movies that he probably wanted to quit anyway because they were sucking his soul dry. He always said that those movies were really hard on his health. So maybe who wants to watch Pirates without Johnny Depp anyway? You know. So that is there's just things are in my head that keep ruminating in my head. They had nothing to do with the bruise because it's just the bruise is not just the only thing. And I still believe that there's a way that the light casts a shadow on her face. When you have prominent cheekbones because you've done plastic surgery on your brain, on your face, that's part of the. I think that's how she came up with the idea of the bruise. She probably was once looking at herself in the mirror or taking a selfie. She was like, "Look, there's this light here on my side of my cheek," and I won't be surprised if she punched herself. Or I don't think she punched herself. Some people believe that it's a good makeup job. Not that great, but it's still good enough to convince a judge to give you temporary restraining order. The thing is, you go to court. I've been to court to get a restraining order that I got for a person that did something wrong to me. I wasn't lying. And the judge didn't come and grab my face and did this to see if I would have makeup or not. They don't do that. They believe you have face value, especially if you're a woman, and especially here in California. So I don't know why that was taken so serious that she had a bruise. And then at the moment, like I'm saying, I believe her at the moment too. And everybody that believed her didn't come to didn't think, oh well, of course she was believed. Nobody's gonna be touching her face and seeing if that's makeup or not. When you go to court, they don't do that, especially if it's a temporary restraining order. They just give it to you. I'm sorry, and just being honest, they give it to you. They don't look at your face too much. They don't touch your face, definitely not. And for the moment you walk in there, most if you're a woman, and she's famous, so even more, they made they already have a thought in their head about you, and it's biased because they're just women, and it's biased because she's famous. But they are ready from the moment you walk in there. If you have something on your face or anything, bruises, cuts, people already are feeling bad for you. And maybe as they should, because a lot of the times, most of the times, this is real. Just because it happened to her doesn't mean it doesn't happen like right now. So, what I don't want it to happen is that her and Eva Rachel Wood from the Manson allegations are going to be seen as real victims, even if people on YouTube doesn't like her. There's a lot of people out there that does like her and believe her, and real victims are just going to be, just brush it off under the rug because hey, unless you have a bruise on the side of your cheek and all this audio, this um, fake things that you did with your friends, like she did, unless you have all that, then you might be lying. A lot of the times people do lie in court, but most of the times, I would say 90% of the times that you go get a restraining order, we don't lie. There's no point. If you are scared of your life, like she said she was, and you really want the restraining order, you really are not in the position to be plotting all this and lying and all that. You just want it because you're scared. And if they don't give it to you, you're just gonna go to the cops and make a big statement over there. You don't get on Instagram and you don't try to get on with the guy again and try to record him talking to you. You don't do that. You just go to court, and if the judge happens to say no to your restraining order, then you go to the police, and then you just keep going until you get some type of protection. That's what I believe. You don't just start telling your friends, "Hey, call the cops. Hey, do this. Hey, do that." You don't call TMZ. That's the thing. She called TMZ so she can have those pictures and that video of her coming out of court like a saint. Heard. She called them, and it's not that hard to call TMZ. I can call TMZ right now and say, "Hey, I just saw Britney Spears leaving this club." They believe you at face value because a lot of crazy shit happens. So they are ready to go there, up there. They're like vultures, and they're ready to eat it up. And they fed it to you to the point that when I believe Amber Heard, and I hear people say, "I never believe her." Yes, he did. Some people did. I was one of them. When I believe Amber Heard, it was based on the TMZ video. And I was like, "Oh my God, what a maniac." He's just stomping in the kitchen, throwing things around, screaming at her. And she's like, "Well, what are you being so mean? Everything was okay yesterday." And it was all pure acting, and it was lies. I really didn't know. And I feel bad, I guess, for not knowing, but I feel good that I know now. So, yeah. I'm gonna go eat something, and then I say that in every video. Because it's usually late at night, it's midnight, I need to go eat something. And I'm going to look and read the messages from her parents again. I don't know if I want to talk about that because her mom passed away, and it's a bit shady to do that. So maybe I just keep it on the dad, or her dad, and Johnny, and the message exchange, which is just really surprised me. You're not going to defend somebody who's beating up your daughter over and over and over again, and tell them, "I love you like a son. You can count on us any day. Call me if you need any help. I'm sorry it didn't work on you guys. I wish we can do something to help. I love you like a son." It's too much. There's not even like one person. Maybe there is a couple person, but the rest of it, 98% of people they're talked to about Johnny, they say the same thing. He's kind, that he's sweet, that he's nice to work with, he's generous, he's always giving money, he's paying all these people's rent. You guys remember that? They're probably still live there. That's what's fucked up. Penthouse 5, penthouse 2, penthouse 1. There was 3 penthouses. Is that the right way to say it? Penthouses? Yes. These people live there in really cool penthouses apartment. They're not just like an apartment, like my apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms. These things are just gigantic, and they were just living there rent free. And of course, that was the motive. So when people say, "What's the motive? Why they're lying about what would be? Why would be lying? They have nothing to gain." Oh yes, I do. Live rent free in LA. Oh man, that is just it's everybody's dream because it's really expensive here. So that's the motive right there. There's not even a that was the first motive they have. Also, some of them were terrified by Amber, and because she has a way that she manipulates and terrifies people, like her sister, for example. So that's another motive, just being scared of her. But mainly the connections, the free rent. I think that's what I know. People, they will do anything for that. See the cheekbone right there. It's a bruise? No. It's the light from my freaking lamp, which sucks, hitting there, hitting that cheekbone. And I'm not even skinny like her, like she is, not that much. See, so when you said the shadow, like it's hitting the nose, you can like literally grab this part. If you're a makeup artist, I used to do a lot of makeup, not for movies, but for weddings and stuff. You can hide a lot of things and you can make up a lot of things. And another thing about the bruises, I think it was just one big bruise, and then there was some here, and then she said she got a cut lip, and then somebody that knows her said, "Well, Amber has a habit to do this and bite her lips all the time, so maybe she made it herself. It's not that hard to do that if you really want to." Anyway, if this is just science, bruises don't take. If this happened in May 21st, and I'm only talking about that one, it will be really, really red at first, because the skin kind of cuts right there if you get hit, and then it would change to brown or blue. It depends if you're Caucasian, what ethnicity you are. You have different skin color. On me, I'm kind of olive skin, most pale, going to the pale side. It gets pink, and then it will get, I know when I have bruises because I play with my children. Sometimes I have bruises because we play laser tag and crazy stuff like that. I can have like a gigantic blue bruise for a week or 2 weeks. It depends on what kind of, what side of the body hits. Man, and that thing, there's video that it was gone on the 25th when she was hanging out with Elon Musk, and on the 20 something when she was hanging out with James Franco. There was no bruise no more. After that was like the first thing that it caught everybody's attention. So how can you believe her after that? Just keep responding to the person that say there's no evidence. I am nobody, and I'm telling you there's evidence. You do not have to be a cop or a lawyer to see there's no evidence against him, and her evidence is very shady. So if you're going to believe anybody that shows up with redness on their cheek, then you have a problem. If you can't separate the fact that she's a woman, then you have a problem. If you can't separate the fact that she's an actress and she's a woman, and you're going to believe at face value, no pun intended, at fake Bruce value, just because she's a woman and she's a movie star, and maybe you don't like Johnny, okay, he's kind of weird, then you have a problem. So that's it. Like, this is more simple than people are making it to be. Hopefully the judge in Virginia, hope to God, man, sees it the way we see it on YouTube and goes like, lady, like, really, I mean, I hope so. But it's still, again, the problem with that is when there's a jury. I've done jury duty before. I love it because I happen to like crime, but it can be really boring for some people. And you go there and you sit there and you watch the case, whatever. In this case, it's going to be a big case, but you can watch any case. Just give you free coffee and some donuts. And I love it. I love doing that. But anyway, usually people don't. You watch the case. But if you have some type of bias because you happen to like one actor more than the other, you already go there with some type of bias mentality. So let's say you don't. Let's say you're in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. You don't know who Johnny and Amber are. Okay. The fact that she's a woman is going to count big. The fact that she is Caucasian, the fact that she was black, it will count. The fact that he was Asian, it will make an impact on some people. Everything makes an impact. The thing with jury, with having a group of people doing that job, is that you're supposed to have people from all walks of life, all ethnicities, people with money, people with no money. This is the only way that the judgment at the end is fair. Because it's pretty much not up to the judge. And at least the legal system in America is like that with a criminal case. This is not a civil case, it's a criminal case. So what happened to O.J. Simpson, my God, this is like a rabbit hole. Start talking about O.J. Simpson. Is no matter what the judge thought of it, when you have a good lawyer and you have the jury on your side, that's it. You pretty much are good to go. And I'm kind of afraid that will happen. But I keep wishing and sending good thoughts that it won't happen. But the thing with Manson that I talked about in my other video before, I usually talk about Manson a lot because it's just pretty new. When they just 2 days ago filed the lawsuit. Before it was just Instagram, which is not a police station. um, so I was talking about Manson more, and not because I like Manson, I don't like Johnny. I happen to like both of them equally. And I do not like Amber Heard anymore, and I do not like Evan Roger Wood. So I'm gonna keep talking about those two later, probably later or probably tomorrow morning. Because it's Monday, and I do have to go to work and do something. Anyway, thank you for watching if you're watching, and thank you for making a comment. Um, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not a Johnny Depp fanatic. Oh my God, I'm a groupie or a groupie of Manson, but just a human, and it's just basic. It's basic common sense. What is going on with these women? And hopefully, it's not going to become a trend, and then every actress in any like they're just gonna come up. I heard about Angelina Jolie saying that she was abused by Brad Pitt, and I heard something about her saying that he abused Maddox, which is one of her sons, her oldest son. Um, I don't like Angelina more than I like Brad Pitt, but it doesn't matter. Like just saying that after like 5 years of the fact is really ridiculous. But I hope that doesn't become a trend, and every girl out there in Hollywood or in the music industry or whatever, or guys too, they start going like, "Oh my God, I have something on my face. I cut my lip." See, I can't get over this. I said here earlier, and I was thinking about it, making a video about her parents, and then I start looking at my face, and I'm like, well, not only my face is a mess right now because I'm tired, but there's a lot of shadow casting, like right here, right here. So right there, look, I can make a bruise right now with like my kids' markers and Sharpies. Way. Bye.